Hello everyone, this is Citrina and I am doing the monthly astrological reading for May 2018. Now, I am not doing the individual signs because of the fact that when you have transits, it will be in a different house for everyone. Okay? So, even though you might be the same sign, it doesn't mean that it's going to fall in the same house for you. So, let's get started with Mercury. Now, Mercury, we start the month off with Mercury in Aries. Now, when Mercury is in Aries, you might find yourself taking on a lot of different projects, but not really finishing them. It's sort of like being the jack of all trades, but master of none. That's what I think about when I think about Mercury in Aries. Now, you will also be communicating very directly with people, to the point where some people might feel like you're being very blunt. Okay, now Mercury does move into Taurus on the 14th, May 14th. Now, when Mercury moves into Taurus, you're going from an air sign to an earth sign. So you're going from a more fast pace to a slower pace. You will find yourself working and moving around at a slower pace when Mercury is in Taurus. Now, when Mercury is in Taurus, you will, whatever projects you start, you will find yourself completing them more so than you were completing anything when Mercury was in Aries. Okay, also, Mercury in Taurus is more of a feminine energy. Mercury in Aries is more of a masculine energy. Okay, so you will find a lot of that going on this month because we do have a lot of planets in the earth signs and also in water signs. So that is more of a feminine energy. So May will be almost like the divine feminine energy. You have a lot of, the divine feminine energy this month. Now, at the end of the month, when Mercury moves into Gemini, it moves into Gemini on May 30th. And when Mercury is in Gemini, because Mercury is all about being a perfectionist, okay? Now, when Mercury is in Gemini, you will find yourself having scattered thoughts. Also, you might find yourself being bored easily and also detached emotionally. So some examples I can give of Mercury in Gemini. Let's say you're having a conversation with someone, and just in the middle of the conversation, you start yawning. Not that you're doing it on purpose, but you're under the influence of Mercury in Gemini. Also, someone might tell you some traumatic experience that they have been through, or some traumatic experience someone they know has been through. And instead of you telling them, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Is there anything I can do to help you?" Your Mercury in Gemini will be like, so what else you have going on? Like, you will totally dismiss what they just told you, this, traumatic information they just gave you. Because Mercury in Gemini tends to be detached emotionally. So if you find yourself by the end of the month being kind of, people are telling you, "Well, did you hear what I just said?" You will be detached emotionally. So just be prepared for that. So let's move on to Venus. Now, Venus is the planet of love, and it will be in Gemini until May 19th. So let's get an example. So when Venus is in Gemini, if you are single, you will find yourself being attracted to someone who is very intelligent, because that's what Gemini is like. They're like someone who can hold a conversation with them, an intelligent conversation with them. So let's say you have Venus in Gemini in your house 2. This is your house 2 right here. And you see, house 2 is all about money. So you might find yourself being attracted to someone who is well versed in finances when Venus is in Gemini, if you have it in this particular house 2. Now let's say you have Venus in Gemini in house 3. Can you see that? You will find yourself attracted to someone who may be maybe they travel short distances a lot, or maybe they are a great communicator, like maybe they travel around the country giving speeches, something like that. So depending on where Venus in Gemini falls in your chart, it will affect you differently. But that's just an example. That's just examples of what you might be experiencing based on where it is in your chart. Now, Venus will be in Gemini until the 19th of the month, and it will move into Cancer. So when it's in Cancer, you find yourself being attracted to someone who you can form an emotional bond with. Okay? So let's say you have Venus in Cancer in the 5th house, which is right here. You might find yourself being attracted to someone who's very creative. Okay? Versus if you have Venus in Cancer in, let's say, the 9th house. You might find someone you have an emotional bond with who likes to travel overseas or who is from a different country. Okay? So those are just different examples of why I just do a general reading, because unlike tarot, when you can pick up the energies from, a majority of the signs, astrology is different because it's all about what time you were born, where you were born, things of that nature. Okay, so that's Venus. Let's move on to Mars. Mars will be in Capricorn until the 16th. And when it's in Capricorn, you are motivated to obtain long-lasting relationships or long-lasting finances, things of that nature. However, you need to be aware of being ruthless when Mars is in Capricorn, okay? Just be aware of that. You need to be aware of being cutthroat, because when Mars is in Capricorn, it's all about strategic moves, okay? So it's almost like when Mars is in Capricorn, it's like you're more concerned with wealth versus making money, if that makes sense to you, okay? So Mars will be in Capricorn until the 16th, and then it will move into Aquarius. Now, this is a great time for the air signs when Mars is in Aquarius. All of the air signs will feel like they are on a high. Aquarius is going to be like totally into metaphysics, astrology, tarot. Geminis will be getting downloads, psychic downloads. Libras will be organizing at lightning speed. Things that would take people maybe 2 weeks to do, Libra will be organizing that in like 1 or 2 days. So the air signs are really going to feel like they're on a high when Mars is in Aquarius. So when Mars is in Aquarius, you will be looking for new ways to do things when Mars is in Aquarius. And again, congratulations to you air signs, because this is going to be a great feeling for you. So you might want to put a star on that. March 17th through the 30th, Mars will be in Aquarius, and it's going to be a great time for the air signs. Now let's move on to Jupiter. Jupiter is in Scorpio. It is retrograde right now. So right now, in this area, Jupiter in Scorpio is all about going within to the deep, dark places within you so that you can heal them. And it's going to be retrograde in Scorpio until July 10th. Now, it's going to be in Scorpio until November, but it's going to be retrograde in Scorpio until July 10th. So it'll be in Scorpio until November. However, it will be retrograde until July. So just think about acknowledging, accepting, and transforming your deep, dark beliefs and your deep, dark secrets. Okay, so let's move on to Saturn, because Saturn is in Capricorn. Now, Saturn is also retrograde. It will be retrograde until September 5th. Now, with Saturn here, this is giving you a chance to look over everything and see where do you want to make any changes. Okay, so it's almost like looking over everything and thinking to yourself, where is their weak link? And wherever you see there's a weak link, it's your chance to fix it, basically. Okay. Now, let's move on to another exciting transit, which is Uranus. Now, right at the beginning of the month, Uranus will be in Aries until the 15th. Now, when it's in Aries, that's all about having energy. You know, Uranus is the planet of surprises, of sudden change, things of that nature. So a lot of people are having a hard time with Uranus in Aries because it's, you know, bringing up a lot of unexpected things. So when Uranus moves into Taurus, it is going to be much easier for a lot of people. Now, Uranus will be in Taurus for 8 years, so it will be there until the year 2026. So when it's in Taurus, it's all about money. Okay, so if you are in the banking industry or any type of financial industry, you can look forward to a lot of different changes going on because Taurus rules money. Okay, and the last time Taurus was in this area, there were a lot of different changes in the financial system. So we have that to look forward to with Uranus in Taurus. So it's all about financial freedom. So everyone will be focusing on, or should be focusing on, their financial freedom while Uranus is in Taurus. Okay, so that's going to be an exciting time. Everyone is waiting to see what major changes are going to happen. A lot of people are talking about this Bitcoin. You know, that might be the next new big thing, Bitcoin. So anyway, let's keep moving on. Now, Neptune is in Pisces. It will be in Pisces until 2026. Neptune in Pisces is all about metaphysical topics. It's about meditation. It's about astrology. Anything dealing with the subconscious mind. Neptune is going to have you dealing with that. Also, it's very good for art. If you're into art, this is a great time. If you've been thinking about opening up an art gallery, when Neptune is in Pisces, it's a perfect time to do it. Anything dealing with spirituality, metaphysics, art, creativity, Neptune in Pisces, it's like giving you an extra boost, like extra luck in that area, okay? So let's move on because Pluto is in Capricorn and is going to be in Capricorn until the year 2023. So Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. So you can expect, while Pluto is in this area, you can expect some of you, your foundation to almost crumble. But remember, it's doing that so that when it rebuilds, when it helps you to rebuild your foundation, it will be stronger and better than you can ever imagine. So it's great. On one hand, you can look at it as though, oh no, everything's falling apart. But on the other hand, remember that it's happening so that when it is rebuilt, everything is going to be even stronger than it was before. So you have that to look forward to. So that's great. Now, also, I want to mention Chiron. Chiron is not a planet. However, Chiron is known as the wounded healer. So Chiron is going to be in Aries until the year 2026. So this is all about people coming out, being the person that they want to be. So let's say, for example, you've been a doctor for 15 years and you feel like, you know what? This is not who I am. I want to be a mountain climber. I just want to be out in the open air climbing mountains. Chiron in Aries is going to help you bring that out. Isn't that great? I can give so many different examples. Let's say you have your own business, your own bakery business, and you feel like, you know what? This is not me. This is not who I am. I'm going back to law school. I am a lawyer. I feel a lawyer inside of me. Chiron is going to help bring that out. That is great. So that's what you have to look forward to for May. The biggies are Mars and Aquarius. You air signs are going to be like on top of the world with that. You're going to feel like you're on a high with Mars and Aquarius. Uranus and Taurus, you can expect over the next 8 years to see a lot of changes in the banking and financial industries. So also Chiron and Aries, I'm excited to see what changes everyone is going to make. I'm excited to see everyone be the person that they want to be. If you feel like you are a high priestess, come out with it, you know? Be the person you want to be, not the person who society feels you should be. Okay, so again, please like this video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And if you would like a reading with me, I will be happy to give you a reading. Just send me an email, or you can visit my website, metaphysicalmoonlighters.com. Until next time, everyone, have a great month.